During our lifetimes, we all try to make our mark on the world. We're not here forever, so our main goal is to become immortalized in some way, shape, or form. It could be anything from inventing something that will change life as we know it to becoming a world-famous actor or musician or public figure. But one of the most common ways that people can get their names to go down in history is by breaking world records. Unfortunately, a lot of these world records can lead to a person's life being made even shorter. That's why we're going to go over 7 of the most dangerous world records to ever be set and broken.
7.
The strongest kick to the groin. Why? Why would anyone set this record, let alone try to break it? Needless to say, we're kicking off this list with a bang. As hard as it may be to believe, there's actually a world record for the strongest kick to the Frankenbeans. Now, why does this record even exist in the first place? Well, there's no real reason, to be perfectly honest with you. Someone decided that it would be a good idea to set the record for the strongest kick to the groin. And that's basically all you need to do to set a record. Just find something that can be done, do it, and prepare to try and be topped. In all fairness, this one is definitely a record we don't think too many people will attempt, so a record set is likely to be a record kept. Kirby Roy, a karate black belt, built up a high pain tolerance over the years and took a whopping 1,100-pound strike to his nether regions from 6-foot 8-inch MMA fighter Jesse Smith. To put it in perspective, that is the equivalent of former WBC heavyweight champion Frank Bruno delivering a punch with all his might to your speed bag. Somehow, Roy walked away unharmed. His voice was probably a few octaves higher, but he was otherwise unscathed. We can't help but cringe at the thought of the whole thing.
6.
Longest time spent buried alive. Anyone who suffers from claustrophobia may want to skip this one, as the sheer thought of it may cause you tons of anxiety and stress. So as if the previous entry wasn't crazy enough, how would you like to be buried alive for over a week? Yeah, the idea sounds like it might be relaxing at first. Being away from this busy world for a while, being alone with your thoughts, no one to bother you, just you and the darkness, and no way to move at all. Just you in a tiny box with no way to get out. Yeah, exactly. It wouldn't be so relaxing when you start to hear the dirt covering the little box you're lying in. The current world record belongs to Zdeněk Zaradka from the Czech Republic, who survived 10 days buried in a coffin underground with no food or water and only a breathing pipe connecting him to the outside world. The previous record was 4 days. Yeah, no thanks. He can keep his record.
5.
Most rattlesnakes held in mouth. Just when you think you've heard it all, you hear something like this. So for whatever strange reason, as of 2009, Jackie Bibby holds the current world record for holding the most rattlesnakes in his mouth at one time, having held 11 full-grown snakes by their rattling tails for 10 seconds. After he decided that enough was enough and the record had been set, he wasted no time in spitting them out and running away. Lucky for him, he suffered no injuries during this record attempt, although it did leave him a bit rattled. Sorry.
4.
Coconut breaking. Ever wanted to give Mother Nature a nice old middle finger without doing damage to the environment? Just smash some coconuts with your bare freaking hands. Show Mother Nature that you're stronger than she'll ever be. Now, for anybody who isn't high on testosterone, or PCP, you probably know why this is a bad idea. I mean, it seems obvious to most everyone why this is dangerous. Seriously, would you try smashing a coconut with your bare hands? Didn't think so, because they're as solid as a rock. The current world record for most coconuts smashed by hand is 122 in the space of 1 minute, and it's held by Abhish P. Dominic from Kerala, India. I know, crazy, right? But more often than not, when people try this ridiculous challenge, they end up breaking their hands before they break any coconuts or any records. So yeah, pretty much any time you try to break this record, it will end badly. Just ask the LA Beast, a man who holds multiple dangerous eating world records. He attempted to palm smash a coconut with his bare hand. Needless to say, it is quite unpleasant to watch.
3.
Eating an entire plane. So if you've been following our channel for a while now, you've probably heard us talk about Michael Lotito before. What's he famous for, you ask? Well, the man could eat metal by the pound. In the past, the 57-year-old Lotito of France had been known for eating 18 bicycles, 15 shopping carts, 7 television sets, 6 chandeliers, 2 beds, a coffin, and of course, the record in question, an entire Cessna 150. Lotito made a name for himself after being diagnosed with a condition known as pica. After being diagnosed, he used this condition as a way to skyrocket himself to fame. Now, sure, eating an entire plane all by himself took a lot of time, but he managed to eat the whole plane over the course of 2 years. Hey, it's a good thing you can eat a plane raw and don't need to reheat it. But what do you serve with raw plane at your next dinner party? Red wine or white wine?
2,
Fastest weight gain. We're sorry, but this is a record that no one should aim to break. This is something that shouldn't have been attempted to begin with. But then again, you could say the same thing for the other records on this list. This ridiculous record is currently held by Donna Simpson from New Jersey in the USA. As of 2010, well, her weight may have changed since, but she weighed a massive 602 pounds, or 273.5 kilograms. She began her weight gain journey by setting up a website where people could pay money to watch her eat junk food. She was determined to break the record for world's heaviest woman within 2 years and proceeded to eat 20,000 calories a day while moving as little as possible. It has even been recorded that her 2010 Christmas dinner alone was 30,000 calories and consisted of 2 whole turkeys, 2 whole hams, a roast, and over 30 pounds of vegetables. I mean, vegetables are good for you, but 30 pounds in one sitting? Can't be. According to her, she was aiming for a weight of 1,000 pounds within that 2-year period, and it was estimated that her weekly grocery bills ranged from $580 to $750. Despite her desire to get bigger, she decided in 2011 to give up on setting the record and went on a diet so that she wouldn't die before raising her children. So maybe she is capable of making a good decision after all.
1,
Heaviest car balanced on head. Now, here's a little hobby for people who want to attempt to break a world record while also possibly breaking their neck. So, for whatever reason, car balancing has been around for quite some time, and the only person to ever hold the record is a man named John Evans from the United Kingdom. Evans has set the record many times over for balancing an entire car on his head for various lengths of time. His record is 33 seconds, and he offers 1,000 pounds to anyone who can top it. Now, considering what he's asking, you'd think nobody would take up the challenge. Well, as it turns out, the phrase "money talks" isn't just a saying, as lots of people around the world have been intent on beating him. The car he held up was a 352-pound Mini. That's 160 kilograms. Evans is 6 feet 6 inches tall, weighs 343 pounds, and has a neck that's 24 inches in circumference. And for a stunt as crazy as this, it's safe to say that you'd need a strong neck in order to even attempt it. It's said that Evans' neck strength is the only key to his freak ability, but even if someone else had a sufficiently strong neck, the weight of the car could, and most likely would, fracture the skull of anyone else who attempts this record. Evans uses a folded-up towel as padding, but the slightest tip in any direction could bring the car down on top of him. So far, that hasn't happened, but given enough chances, it will. And that's our list. Did we leave any out that you know about? Let us know in the comments section below. Please remember to subscribe and tap that bell button to be notified when new videos are uploaded. Thanks for watching.
Don't forget to like us and subscribe for more Elite Facts.